This is KI0AR. Does anyone need to use the repeater systems before I begin this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net? Please go ahead now. Calling the Colorado Astronomy Net, calling the Colorado Astronomy Net. This is KI0AR. My name is Bernice, and I'll be your net control for this evening's Colorado Astronomy Net. Just a reminder, the 3-minute timeout function is still in effect, so during long transmissions, please allow the repeater systems to reset themselves. Also, please use the word break for emergency or prior to traffic. If there is any emergency or prior to traffic, please go ahead now. Okay, nothing heard. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. This net meets every Tuesday night at, at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu, to discuss, or on Wednesday, 0100 Zulu on Wednesdays, to discuss topics of an astronomical nature, what's up in the night skies for the week, any other special events that may be of interest to the amateur radio astronomy enthusiasts around the world. Also, this is one of the few nets where your check-in does count. I tally up the numbers and send them off to JPL at the end of each month. Count as part of their outreach to the general public, which we are a part. So all check-ins are definitely appreciated. I take check-ins several ways. If you happen to have NetLogger, I'll see your call sign pop up on the list and I'll get you checked in that way. I also am on YouTube. So if you happen to have YouTube, you're more than welcome to follow along on there. If you happen to have, and you may also participate that way as well. I do have a fair amount of YouTube subscribers as well, so I do appreciate that. Right now I'm kind of tallying all the check-ins that are on YouTube and NetLogger so far. I will also take them over the air in just a minute, and if you can't do any of those, you can always send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and just let me know you're out there. And for those of you who are checking in via YouTube, always have interesting names on there. Oh, excuse me, just a sec. Little frog in the throat there. For those of you who are checking in on YouTube and have a call sign, if you could post that, I will get you logged in. If you do not have a call sign over on YouTube, if you would post a first name and a location, I'll also get you checked in that way. And if you are new to the net, definitely want to talk with you in a minute. Right now, we don't have any new people checked in yet, but I'll let this thing reset and then go ahead and acknowledge who I do have. This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Right now, I'd like to acknowledge Roy, KI7PKL, thanks for checking in tonight. Moy, KN5ZIQ, thanks for checking in tonight. Jack, KE0VH, thanks for checking in tonight. Rip, K3XO, thanks for checking in tonight. Wesley, KF4WLQ, thanks for checking in tonight. Ken, NV7SS, thanks for checking in tonight. Dave, AF0AS, thanks for checking in tonight. Chad, KF0UUC, thanks for checking in tonight. John, W2JLS, thanks for checking in tonight. John, KJ7AGQ, thanks for checking in tonight. Doug, K0ATP, thanks for checking in tonight. And Ed, W6RDZ, thanks for checking in tonight. And we got Mike, KO5AOK, thanks for checking in tonight. And let's see, I'll go ahead and open up the net now for those that wish to check in that I haven't already acknowledged. So I'll go ahead and take check-ins over the air. Anyone wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call it with your call sign phonetically twice.
Paul in Cedar City, Utah. Kilo Foxtrot 8, Foxtrot Sierra, Quebec. Kilo Foxtrot 8, Foxtrot Sierra, Quebec. Fred in Michigan.
Okay, we got a new call over on the NetLogger. Let's see, KC6WOG, Lawrence in California. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll get back with you in just a sec. Paul, we got you on the list, WA7GVL, thanks for checking in tonight. And Fred, KF8FSQ, thanks for checking in tonight. Lawrence, out in California, my name is Bernice, that's Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra, and the call sign Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. Been running the Astronomy Net for over 30 years now. Got a lot of participation on the net. This is a learning net for sure. The way I'm doing it, I'll take check-ins, got some quick announcements, got some local astronomical news, got some bulletins. So interesting, an interesting event coming up tomorrow. So hopefully everybody will stay tuned for that. We have a rocket report, and then after that, a question and answer session where I go down the list and talk with everybody. See what they're looking at up in the skies, if they have any questions, things like that. So right now I'd like to touch base with you to see what your interest background in astronomy, whether you're just starting out or you're been doing it for decades like I have, or somewhere in between, professionally or amateur or what have you. KC6WOG, please share with us what your interest background in astronomy is. Go ahead. Okay, well, he popped off after 3 minutes, so we'll see if he pops back on again. All right, we got Daniel, KF0WXE, Danny, excuse me, there we go. Thanks for checking in over on YouTube there. So thanks for that. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Zero, Golf, Romeo. Kilo, 0, Golf, Lima, Romeo. March, Green, Colorado.
All right, K0GLR. Mark, thanks for checking in tonight. We got you on the list. And just a reminder, this is a directed net, so I will be calling for check-ins throughout the net. But please save your check-ins until I call for them. So I do appreciate that. Anyone else that's out there listening? I'm going to go ahead and get the net rolling. Announcements. I publish a monthly astronomy newsletter via email and the World Wide Web. If you wish to subscribe to the email version of my newsletter, please send me an email to ki0ar@ki0ar.com and request to be put on the list. Or you may visit the website at www.ki0ar.com/astro.html. And at the top of the web page is also a spot where you may submit your email address and get subscribed to the email version of the newsletter as well. If you don't want to remember all that, just Google my call sign, KI0AR. You'll find a whole bunch of links, including links to the webpage and the newsletter. I also volunteer with a youth group called the International Association for Astronomical Studies, a youth group that meets out at Strasburg, Colorado on Friday evenings from 6 until 8 p.m. Always looking for new members, freshmen through senior high school age students interested in astronomy, amateur radio, high power rocketry, remote control aircraft flying, full scale aircraft construction, archaeoastronomy, radio astronomy, and balloon launch communications. More than welcome to visit our website at iaas.org for more information, or visit us on Facebook under the same name, the International Association for Astronomical Studies. Also, a reminder that the International Association for Astronomical Studies has a club call sign, K0AAS. If you happen to hear them on field day, be sure to hop on there and say hi. We have some new students, and we will take the time to talk with everybody as opposed to just making contacts. Of course, we do want to have them make contacts, but we definitely like them to get on the air as well and chat a little bit about their program that they have. If you happen to hear K0AAS on field day weekend, be sure to say hi, that's for sure.
This is Kilo, Foxtrot, 0, Victor, Lima, Oscar. Kilo, Foxtrot, 0, Victor, Lima, Oscar. On inversion.
Okay, Ron, we got you on list KF0VLO. Thanks for checking in tonight. But again, this is a directed net, so I will take check-ins when I call for them. That's a lot easier. That way I'm not interrupted my train of thought. My train gets derailed every now and then, much more lately than I want it to. So please hold your check-ins over the air until I call for them. However, if you're on a YouTube or you have NetLogger, I will see your call signs pop up and then acknowledge you that way as well. So I do appreciate that. One more announcement. On Mondays and Wednesdays, Jack KE0VH hosts his twice weekly flight sim flights. So if you're interested in flight simming or traveling along with Jack on his flights from point A to point B for a couple of hours, please join him at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time until whenever he decides to land. Always a fun time to listen in. And fly along with him as well. Lots of amateurs hop on there, and lots of flight simmers as well. So if you're interested in learning about that or asking questions, feel free to check out his YouTube channel, Captain Jack Flight Sim, CapnJackFLTSIM, Captain Jack Flight Sim, on Mondays and Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And he's prepping for tomorrow's flight as we speak. And that's it for the announcements. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll go ahead and get into the local astronomical news for this 16th day of June. Oh, I forgot to do something. Oh well, I'll wing it. Start off as usual with the phases of the moon. We had a last quarter moon on, let's see, on the 8th. We got a new moon. We had a new moon on the 14th. First quarter moon occurs on the 21st, and a full moon occurs on the 29th. The moon was at apogee, its farthest point away from the Earth this month, back on the 1st. It was 252,504 miles from Earth. The moon was at perigee, its closest approach to the Earth this month, on the 14th. It was 221,952 miles from Earth. The moon will be at apogee again on the 28th. Not quite as far away, 252,441 miles from Earth. Planetary highlights for June. Mercury reaches greatest elongation in the evening sky this month. Venus and Jupiter have a spectacular conjunction, and later in the month, the moon occults Venus. We'll talk about that as part of the bulletins for this evening. Meanwhile, Jupiter drops deeper into twilight as it sinks toward next month's conjunction with the Sun. The morning sky hosts ever more prominent Saturn, while Mars and Uranus meet Taurus. Excerpt is from Astronomy Magazine, June 2026, page 26. On with the planets. Mercury, let's see, was at greatest eastern elongation, about 25 degrees east of the Sun yesterday on the 15th, meaning that it is as high as it's going to get in the western sky right after sunset. So now is a great time to see if you can spot Mercury to the west, just above the western horizon. Mercury will be stationary on the 28th, meaning that it neither appears to move forward nor backward relative to the background skies on that date. Mercury is setting about 9:35 p.m. of this week. Mercury is visible in the western sky about 30 minutes after sunset. Mercury is in the constellation of Gemini, shining at magnitude 0.5 on the 15th. The quick tutorial on magnitudes. The magnitude scale is an inverse logarithmic scale, meaning as the magnitudes increase, the apparent brightness of an object decreases by a factor of about 2.5. The dimmest object that the human eye can see under optimal conditions is about 6th magnitude. So a magnitude 5 object is 2.5 times brighter than a magnitude 6 object, while a magnitude 7 object is 2.5 times dimmer. Venus is setting about 11 p.m. this week. Look for Venus to the west about 30 minutes after sunset. Venus moves from the constellation of Gemini into Leo, shining at magnitude minus 4.0. In fact, Venus is the brightest object in the evening sky and will be the first object to pop out towards the west. Very prominent. So definitely get your binoculars and scopes out and take a look at Venus. The Earth, the summer solstice occurs at 4:25 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on the 21st. So that's coming up. Let's see, coming up this in a week here. So there you go. Next Monday, Tuesday, Sunday. I have to get my dates straight. It's coming up soon. Yeah, Sunday, Father's Day. That will be the summer solstice. The first day of summer. It's not the first full day, but it's the first day of summer. Mars is rising about 3:30 a.m. this week. Look for Mars to the east in the morning about 30 minutes before sunrise. Mars moves from the constellation of Aries into Taurus, shining at magnitude 1.3. Then we have Jupiter. Jupiter is setting about 10:30 p.m. of this week. By the time the sun sets, Jupiter is in the southwestern sky, rapidly approaching the horizon. Jupiter moves from the constellation of Gemini into Cancer, shining at magnitude minus 1.8. So Jupiter is a solid 2 magnitudes dimmer than Venus right now, and just below it. So it is actually, Venus is kind of moving up in the sky while Jupiter is moving rapidly towards the western horizon. So they were in conjunction just last week, or pretty close to each other, about 3 degrees. So right now they will continue to move further and further away. Jupiter should probably be about the second object you're going to see. Once you spot Venus, give it about another 20 minutes, you'll see Jupiter popping out of the darkness. We got Saturn. Saturn is rising about 2 a.m. This week. Look for Saturn towards the southeast in the morning sky before sunrise. Saturn is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 0.8. And then we have Uranus. Uranus is rising about 2 a.m. this week. Look for Uranus to the east in the morning sky before sunrise. Uranus is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 5.8. And we have Neptune. Neptune is rising about 1:30 a.m. this week. Look for Neptune towards the southeast in the morning sky before sunrise. Neptune is in the constellation of Pisces, shining at magnitude 7.8. For dwarf planets, we have Ceres rising about 4:30 a.m. this week. Ceres can be spotted low to the east in the morning sky before sunrise. Ceres is in the constellation of Taurus, shining at magnitude 8.9. So we got both Uranus and Ceres, but a difference of 3 magnitudes. So it's going to be a little tougher to spot Ceres. We got Pluto rising about 11 p.m. this week. Pluto can be spotted to the south before sunrise. Pluto is in the constellation of Capricornus, shining at magnitude 15.1. As always, good luck at spotting Neptune, Ceres, and Pluto. A large telescope and dark skies will be needed. And since we just passed a new moon on the 14th, we now have dark skies in the early AM hours. So, but you'll definitely have to get a nice big scope to find Pluto, 12-inch in diameter or better for that one, and lots of patience to see which object moves relative to the background. You'll have to probably do that over the course of several nights. Pluto does move very, very slowly, but it does move relative to the background skies, so you'll have to figure that one out. Meteor showers. We have some interesting meteor showers that we are right in the middle of right now. The Arietids meteor showers. This is the strongest daylight meteor shower of the year. The duration extends from May 22nd through July 2nd, with a maximum occurring back on June 8th. The hourly rate is near 60 at maximum. The June Lyrids. This shower is active during June 10th to 21st, producing predominantly blue and white meteors at a maximum hourly rate of 8 per hour on June 15th. That was yesterday morning. Average magnitude of this shower is near 3, while 32% of the meteors leave trains. We have the Zeta Perseids. This daylight shower occurs during May 20th to July 5th. A maximum occurs on June 13th. Radar surveys have revealed the activity of this shower to be near 40 per hour. And then we have the June Bootids. This shower is currently active during June 27th to July 5th and possesses a maximum of activity that falls on the 28th. The shower is notable in that its meteors are predominantly faint with an average magnitude near 5. However, bright meteors do occur regularly. And just a reminder that that would be field day weekend. So if you are out under the stars and operating at night, definitely look for some of the June Bootids streaking through the skies. Maybe not too many of them, but maybe a few. And then, of course, try some meteors, listening to some meteor scatters during the week. While the Arietids and Zeta Perseids are still active. Not as active as they were, but still active during the daytime. We do have a comet. Comet 10P Temple, or Temple 2, is shining around 8th to maybe brightening to 7th magnitude, passing through the constellations of Aquila into Aquarius, and this is later in the evening. That is it for the local astronomical news. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. All right, I'm looking over. If we've got any listeners over on YouTube, if you'd post your call sign or your name and location, and click that thumbs up button for sure over there. I'd certainly appreciate it. I'm going to go a little bit out of order this evening because we're talking about the planets. In particular, tomorrow. Mark your calendars for tomorrow. A rare daytime occultation of Venus. This Wednesday, June 17th. You're going to want to do something unusual. Go outside under the blue sky and stand in the shadow of a building. That's the best place to see the daylight occultation of Venus. For the first time in 11 years, the crescent moon will pass in front of Venus in broad daylight over the U.S., both well separated from the sun. The bright planet will disappear behind the moon's dark edge and reappear about an hour later. Can you really see this during the day? You can. Scan the blue sky with binoculars until you find the moon's pale crescent. Once located, you'll discover both the moon and Venus are surprisingly easy to see with the naked eye. A smartphone camera zoomed to and pointed in the right direction will have no trouble recording the scene. Warning, do not point your optics at the sun. Standing in the shadows is a good way to avoid this blinding mistake. The occultation starts around 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on the East Coast, or about 11:40 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time on the West Coast. Timing varies by tens of minutes. Just a sec. The timing varies by tens of minutes within each time zone. To get a better idea when you should look, there's a timetable and timing maps for selected U.S. cities. This is on the spaceweather.com website. You can click on today's link for spaceweather.com for that. The timing map for selected cities. We got San Francisco 11:34 a.m., Salt Lake City 12:46 p.m., Denver 12:56 p.m. Mountain Daylight, Kansas City 2:13 p.m. Central Time, Nashville 2:31 p.m. Central Time, Washington, D.C. 3:49 p.m., New York 3:53 p.m., Boston 4 p.m., Miami 4:06 p.m. Tomorrow, with associated, of course, correct time zones. Phoenix is 11:51 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So, okay, slightly different there. And then, of course, there's a timetable map as well, posted for a whole bunch more cities as well. So, spaceweather.com. This amazing event ends with a twilight exclamation mark. After sunset, Venus, the moon, Jupiter, and Mercury will line up in the western sky for a gorgeous alignment. And you can submit your pictures to spaceweather.com. And so check that out. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can pull that up over on YouTube there. There we go. Just some pictures, timing for that. And that's what it's kind of going to look like over there for the occultation of Venus. And that's on spaceweather.com. So be sure to set your clocks or set your alarms to get out and see if you can see that particular event tomorrow. Keep your fingers crossed for clear skies. And definitely like to see some images if you guys do take them for sure. And that's it for that bulletin. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll go ahead and pause here to see if there are any more check-ins. We got Randall, AE7RJ, thanks for checking in tonight. I'm seeing if there's anybody else. Oh, there's several more over there on YouTube, so thanks for that. Just a sec, let me get those calls in. Okay, we got Kevin, KY4NB, thanks for checking in tonight. And Mike, KE2FTG, thanks for checking in tonight. Let's see, I think that's what we got. I've got everybody so far. There we go. So definitely mark your set your watches, set your alarms. Check out spaceweather.com for tomorrow's Venus Moon occultation event, and then watch the sunset as well. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, November, Kilo Foxtrot 0, November, South. Kilo Foxtrot 0, Victor Lima Oscar. Kilo Foxtrot 0, Victor Lima Oscar. From in person.
Okay, we might have had a double or a triple. I got Ron, I got you on the list. You're number 19. Did I forget to acknowledge you? I do apologize. If I did, so but you're on the list. Okay, KF0 something something November. It was kind of, I think there was another station that you doubled with, and I got that partial. If you could, station starting with Kilo Fox 0 and ending in November, if you could come back with your call sign, sir, I'll get you on the list. Go ahead.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Yankee Lima November. Kilo Foxtrot 0, Yankee Lima November.
Okay, okay, Life. You have to correct me on the pronunciation of your name there. KF0YLN. Welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. My name is Bernice. That's Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra, and the call sign Kilowatt India 0 Alpha Romeo. I'd like to touch base with my first time check-ins, find out a little bit about your background interest in astronomy. Whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for decades like I have, and several others on here as well. Life, if you could tell me the correct pronunciation of your name there and a little bit about your background interest in astronomy, please go ahead.
Yeah, you got my name right. Just like on the tree. We're actually at a Full Valley Scout camp right now, so it's a great time to kind of study the sky and the stars. So that's my background. KF0
All right, Leif. Thanks for checking in. Enjoy Scout Camp for sure. Love to have the students. If any of the scouts up there have any questions and they're listening in, definitely feel free. And then if you're at Scout Camp, definitely get out there tomorrow and look for the moon for the let me get that, that timing for the Denver area again. That will be an interesting, so 12:56 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, you will see Venus disappear. So behind the moon, and then will reappear about an hour later. A very, very thin crescent of a moon. Uh, but get into the shadow of a building or the trees or something like that, so you can, but still be able to see see the moon, or maybe even in a dark tent or something like that. But it's going to be a little tricky out in full daylight. But get those binoculars out for sure for the scouts to see if they can spot that, or get their cell phones out if they're allowed to have them up there. For this one event, you may give them some slack, so you may want to note that. But always like being a former scout as well. Definitely appreciate stuff like that, and fond memories of scout camp as well. So there you go. But again, welcome. Anyone else wishing to check into tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Kilo 7, Victor Whiskey Papa. That's Kilo 7, Victor Whiskey Papa. And this is Mike in South Ogden, Utah.
Okay, Mike, we got you on the list. K7 VWP, thanks for checking in tonight. Kilo Fox 0. I think there was a uniform. Your signal was very scratchy and a little bit garbled. If you could try that again several times, we'll get you on the list. Kilo Fox 0. I think it was a uniform in there, but I did not get the whole call. Please go again. Station calling with Kilo Fox 0. I got that. We keep dropping out for the last suffix of your call. If you could just give me your suffix this time, I'll try to get it get you on. Go ahead, please.
Uniform Lima Zulu. Uniform Lima Zulu.
Perfect, Stephen. We got you on the list. KF0 ULZ. Thanks for checking in tonight. All right, I'm going to get into some more bulletins for tonight. This is KI0 ARNet control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll look for check-ins a little bit later on. If you have NetLogger or are over on YouTube, I'll get you on that way as well. But I'll go back to what I usually do with ISS passes. You may want to check out this particular website. Oops, okay, there we go. www.heavens-above.com. That's www.heavens-above.com. For more information on ISS passes over your local area. I do recommend that you log in, sign up, log in, and enter in your home coordinates for much more accurate timings. What I like about this website is right now I'm looking at only visible passes over the Denver area. But I could click on all passes and give a whole list of passes over the area for the next 10 days. But right now I'm interested in visible passes. Get rid of some of these commercials. Visible passes. The one thing I like about this particular site is I can click on a particular pass, ISS pass, and see the track that it makes across the sky. This is for 2 days from now on the 19th. The ISS passes almost directly overhead in the Denver area, starting about 4:54 a.m. and goes to about 5:02 a.m. So these are morning passes, and passes right past the big square of Pegasus, right along the edge of Cygnus the Swan and Pegasus and Andromeda, the Andromeda Galaxy, very close as well. So interesting pass coming up on the morning of the 19th. And that's for the Denver area. There may be other passages over your particular area that are just as interesting. So again, www.heavens-above.com for more information on that one. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Okay, I got a quick bulletin for you tonight from NASA. With the James Webb Space Telescope. NASA's Webb catches exoplanet getting roasted. This item is from the Goddard Space Flight Center, dated today. One well-done gas giant coming right up. That's the latest from researchers analyzing NASA's James Webb Space Telescope's observations of HD 80606b, an exoplanet 4 times the mass of Jupiter with an extremely elliptical orbit that sweeps close by its sun-like star. The research team is presenting their study and preliminary findings Tuesday at the 248th meeting of the American Astronomical Society in Pasadena, California. Hot Jupiters are already considered some of the most extreme exoplanets we know of, but even among that population, HD 60606b is one of the most extreme, said Tiffany Kataria, the study's principal investigator at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California. We typically think of hot Jupiters as hot gas giants sitting right next to their stars, but this planet's highly eccentric orbit creates a completely different beast. As the planet plunges close to its star, Webb shows its temperature skyrockets by 1100 degrees Fahrenheit. Previous studies have shown that radical temperature swings can cause an exoplanet's chemistry and clouds to change in real time. According to the research team, the dynamic conditions of HD 60606b make the planet an ideal target to observe these changes with Webb's powerful instrument. Observing a planet like HD 80606b is actually very efficient because its unusual orbit with the corresponding swings in temperature and chemical composition allow us to gather data under varying conditions in just hours and apply those findings to other hot Jupiters or more conventional exoplanets, said Laura C. Mayorga, co-investigator on the study and an exoplanet astronomer at the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory in Laurel, Maryland. Measurements of temperature and chemical composition were done with spectroscopy, a technique scientists use to break light into its component colors to reveal information about the composition, temperature, motion, and physical properties of objects in space. The team used Webb's MIRI, or mid-infrared instrument, for an extended observation of HD 60606b before, during, and after its periastron, or closest pass by its star. During periastron, the planet also passed behind the star from Webb's perspective in what's known as a secondary eclipse. The observation was years in the planning, as scheduling the time to catch the planet at this point was complex, given its extremely elliptical 111-day orbit and Webb's own restrictions on where it can look during specific times of the year based on Earth's position in orbit around the Sun. Researchers say they have only begun to peel back the layers of an incredibly rich data set, but they can clearly see a dramatic shift in the exoplanet's temperature. Webb has shown that the planet's increase in temperature was even more extreme than we anticipated based on Spitzer data, said Kataria. In fact, the planet has already been dubbed the roasted exoplanet, and even got its own poster in NASA's popular series, NASA's now retired Spitzer Space Telescope laid the groundwork of infrared observations of HD 60606b, showing that more detailed spectroscopic data from Webb would be especially compelling. Spitzer did amazing work on this exoplanet, and now Webb is building on that legacy by enabling us to drill down to distinguish specific chemical signatures like methane and carbon dioxide, which is just amazing progress, said Ryan Challoner, co-author and research associate at the Cornell Center for Astrophysics and Planetary Science. There's so much to learn from this one data set here. We really are just getting started deciphering what Webb has to tell us. The James Webb Space Telescope is the world's premier space science observatory. Webb is solving mysteries in our solar system, looking beyond to distant worlds around other stars and probing the mysterious structures and origins of our universe and our place in it. Webb is an international program led by NASA with its partners ESA, the European Space Agency, and CSA, the Canadian Space Agency. For more information on Webb, visit science.nasa.gov/Webb. And that's it for that bulletin for this evening. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to go ahead and call on Ed, W6RDZ, for tonight's rocket report. W6RDZ, this is KI0AR. Are you ready to give the rocket report for this evening? Go ahead, Ed.
W6RDZ, ready to go with tonight's rocket report. If I could, give me a quick transmission check, see how my audio is hitting.
No problems, Ed. You're solid copy tonight. Please go ahead with the rocket report. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net.
All right, this is W6RDZ back with tonight's rocket report, looking back to last week and ahead a week. Last week we witnessed 8 orbital launches. That's up to more than a launch per day in the case. So, and it's good. We're going to be 10 times next week, so it's getting busy. Let's see. Our first launch, that was Tuesday, June 11th. China's Catholics launched the TJSW-26 mission on a Long March 5 rocket. That's from Wenchang launch site in China. The payload was a Chinese classified satellite claimed to be for communications technology test purposes, and it was successfully delivered to geostationary transfer orbit. Later on Tuesday, June the 10th at 2200 Mountain Daylight Time, Rocket Lab launched the Curveball mission on a suborbital electron rocket from LC2, the Wallops Flight Facility in Virginia. This was Rocket Lab's 9th paced hypersonic test bed mission for the U.S. military and the 10th electron flight of 2026. Also on Thursday, June 11th, SpaceX flawlessly launched Starlink Group 17-44 from Vandenberg. Booster 1071 placed 24 Starlink V2 minis into the Starlink. Reset the repeater there. W6RDZ back with the rocket report on Thursday, June 11th. We're talking about the Starlink 1744. That mission marked B1074, the booster's 34th mission, making it the second most flown Falcon 9 booster. All right, that brings us to fourth launch. On Thursday, Japan successfully launched the test flight of their new H3-30S rocket, that from the Tanegashima Space Center in Japan. This was a return to flight mission after the failed H3 launch last December, when the H3 failed to deliver the BGBT-5 navigation satellite to orbit. That's when the payload adapter failed and the satellite fell off the second stage before the upper stage exploded. The H3-30 is a new variant of the H3 launch vehicle. It has 3 more powerful LE9 engines in the core stage and no solid rocket boosters. The H3 variant has increased the payload to orbit by 50%, and that at a lower cost. One of the mission's payload was the STARS X mission to demonstrate orbital debris capture using a space tether. Additionally, the launch carried a mass simulator and 5 other small satellites. This flight, Friday, June 12th at 0637 Mountain Daylight Time. SpaceX launched the Starlink Group 1054 on Falcon 9 from Slick 4 in Cape Canaveral. The repeater there. W6RD there, back with the rocket report for Colorado Astronomy. Starlink Group 1054. That another 29 satellite. Well, Starlink could be too many high-speed internet satellites join the mega constellation in low Earth orbit. It was booster 1080's 27th flight, SpaceX 70th mission of 2026, and the 138th launch attempt of 2026 worldwide. 6 launched last week. That would be Sunday, the 13th. China Catholic, no, not Catholic, CAS. Aerospace launched the 8 by Kinlan-1 mission from the Jiquan Satellite Launch Center in China on a Kaneka 1 4-stage solid fuel rocket. 8 Earth observation high resolution Kinlan-1 commercial Earth observation satellites were placed into sun-synchronous orbit constellation. It was the 13th successful Kaneka 1 launch. And let's see, 7th launch yesterday, June 15th, SpaceX successfully launched Starlink Group 17-54 on a Falcon 9 from Vandenberg. 24 Starlinks headed to sun-synchronous orbit. 8th launch, the last one finally on Tuesday, June 16th, China's Catholic launched the BGN-31 mission on Long March 9 B/E rocket. Satellite Launch Center, China. Let's reset the review. This is W6RD there, back with the Colorado Astronomy Net's rocket report. Let's see, we were talking about the last launch of the week. That was the Chinese launch. The mission launched a Chinese experimental satellite of undisclosed purposes to geostationary transfer. All right, onward and upward. We've got 10 upcoming launches on the docket next week, and 7 of them between now and Thursday night. All right, in about 45 minutes, China Aerospace and Science Incorporated is scheduled to launch an undisclosed payload on a Long March 12 rocket from commercial LP-2 at the Wenchang Space Launch Site. Second, yet tonight at 21 Force Mountain Daylight Time, China's X-Space plans to launch an undisclosed payload on Colorado 11 rocket from Site 95A at the Jiquan Satellite Launch Center in China. Third launch tomorrow, Wednesday the 17th at 0039 Mountain Daylight Time, SpaceX is scheduled to launch the Bluebird 8 to 10 mission on a Falcon 9 from Split 40 Cape Canaveral. This launch consists of 3 high-speed cellular broadband satellites for ATS Space Mobile heading to low Earth orbit. Also tomorrow, but at 05 Mountain Daylight Time, Ariane Space hopes to launch the LE-03 mission. And we can better reset our review. W6RD there, back with the Colorado Astronomy Net's rocket report. We were talking about tomorrow's morning's launch of the Ariane 64 rocket from ELA-4 French Guiana. This will be the first Ariane 6 launch with upgraded P-160V solid rocket boosters. The upgrade allows for a launch of 4 satellites for a total of 36 Amazon LEO satellites heading to low Earth orbit. It will be the 145th orbital launch of 2026. All right, 5th launch. Just a minute, I'm going to have to break here. W6RGZ, we were talking about tomorrow's Amazon Leo launch. That will be an Ariane 6 launching. The upgrade on this booster allows for launch of 4 more satellites for a total of 36 Amazon Leo satellites heading to low Earth orbit. There will be 145th orbital launch of 2026. Wednesday, June 17th at 1440 Mountain Daylight Time, Rocket Lab plans to launch the 10 Owl of 10 mission on an electron carrier rocket from the Mackaya Peninsula, New Zealand. The mission is to launch the 10 Strix 6 satellite and synthetic aperture radar Earth observation satellite to low Earth orbit. That for Japan's perspective. It'll be the 90th electron mission, the 11th of 2026. Thursday, the 18th, at 2:45 Mountain Daylight Time at AM, SpaceX has docked to launch the NROL 179 mission on a Falcon 9 from Split Vandenberg. The mission to Leo, low Earth orbit, is part of the National Reconnaissance Office's Proliferated Architecture Program to provide imaging and other reconnaissance capabilities. That brings us to the 7th launch. Next week, scheduled for the 5th time, Germany's ISAR hopes to launch the second test flight of their new Spectrum rocket. It's time to reset the reviews. Back with the rocket reports. Looking through it here. Yeah, we were talking about ESTAR's launch at 1400 Mountain Standard Time on Thursday from the orbital launch pad at Endoya rocket range in beautiful Norway. Yesterday, ESTAR's onward and upward mission was scrubbed for the 4th time in 3 months. ISAR originally tried to send this rocket's second test mission way back on March 25th, but the launch was scrubbed when a fishing boat was stuck within the launch zone. The launch was then postponed until March 27th and again pushed to April 9th. The April 9th launch was delayed due to a break in a leak, in a composite overran pressure vessel. The job launch was postponed to yesterday, the 15th, but scrubbed due to a quote off-nominal behavior in the vehicle's fluid systems. Before that, last year, in March of 2025, the rocket's first launch failed spectacularly when a pressure release valve stuck open. Control was lost seconds after the launch, causing the rockets to fall into the sea and explode next to the launch pad. Best wishes for a successful orbital launch this time. ESTAR, hang in there. All right, space is hard. Space launch Sunday, June 20th at 0800 Mountain Daylight Time. SpaceX is scheduled to launch Starlink Group 17-28 on a Falcon 9 from Vandenberg. And the 9th launch Sunday. Set the repeat. Back with the rocket report. Closing in on it. Yes. Sunday here. 21st, SpaceX plans to launch the Starfall demo mission on a Falcon 9 launching from Split 14th Canaveral. This is a suborbital launch of SpaceX's new Starfall re-entry vehicle designed to autonomously transport valuable payloads back from space to Earth, including in-orbit manufacturing. The Starfall capsule is a flat cylindrical shape, much like a hockey puck, but 3 meters in diameter and 3/4 of a meter tall, or about 2.5 feet. And it'll carry 1,000 kilogram payload, so like half a ton. Let's see. No, I'm sorry, that's close to a ton. That's a metric ton, almost a ton. Yeah. All right. 10th launch, Monday, June 22nd. China's Kazakhs hopes to launch an undisclosed payload from on a Long March 7 rocket from the Wenchang space site in China. That brings us to a couple of headlines in space news. First one, up at the ISS, the cargo Dragon for CRS-34 successfully undocked from the ISS just a few hours ago. It'll soon re-enter and land in the ocean near San Diego. That's about a month after it was launched. This is an interesting article. We're just going to touch on it. The links are in the online report. ARS Technicus Jeremy report. And after we reset this repeater last time. This is W6 RDZ. No, I'm not sorry. Okay. AROS Technicus Jimmy 2 reports Russian satellites have been identified as the cause of mysterious second-long bursts of GPS interference across Europe. A rare example of human-made GPS interference from space. Quote, the discovery came from an investigation detailed in a June 2nd preprint paper by Todd Humphreys and his student, Zach Clemens, at the University of Texas at Austin, along with Ardris Chiez at Stanford University in California. By sifting through public data from ground-based stations with global navigation systems, GNSS receivers, they identified a pattern of high-power interference lasting less than 10 seconds each time, but simultaneously detectable by ground stations across Europe from Norway to Spain to Poland and even reaching as far west as Greenland, Canada. Cause of the mysterious second-long burst of GPS interference across Europe, a rare example of human-made GPS interference from space. So if you're interested in what the Russians are up to, how they're testing their space-based GPS jammers, have a read at the links in the online report. That's it for tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net Rocket Report. Your Rocket Man is wishing you a good night and nominal flight. Now back to Starman Burn, KI0 Kilo Alpha 4 Sierra Mike Papa, looking for a radio check. KO4FMP station or the KSLV repeater, please.
This is KI0AR net control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I heard several stations in there trying to use repeaters. Just to let you know, there is an active net going on right now. I will be taking check-ins momentarily. The net is the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm not taking any radio checks or anything like that unless you are checking in. Or if there are any emergencies, we're trying to leave some blanks there. We meet every Tuesday night on the SkyHub Link system at 7 p.m. and run until, who knows, we're going to run for probably at least another 45 minutes. Just so you know, do apologize for those interruptions. This is KI0AR, Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Thanks for the rocket report for this evening there, Ed. I do appreciate it. Hopefully everybody else appreciates that as well. I know a lot of you do. This is KI0AR, Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to pause here to see if there's any emergency traffic. Please go ahead. If not, anyone else wishing to check in to tonight's Colorado Astronomy Net, please call with your call sign phonetically twice.
Whiskey 2 Hotel Alpha Zulu. Whiskey 2 Hotel Alpha Zulu. Eric in Albany, New York. Kilo Delta Zero. Victor Hotel Delta. KD0 BHD. Kevin, Hello, Colorado. Kilo Charlie 6 Romeo Alpha Sierra. Kilo Charlie 6 Romeo Alpha Sierra. Adam, Alpha Delta America, Mexico. Southeastern Tennessee. Kilo Foxtrot Zero Uniform Lima Zulu. Kilo Foxtrot Zero Uniform Lima Zulu. Steve Longmont.
Okay, let's pause there. Yeah, Steve, we got you on the list. Hey, I saw that up there. I got you way back. Where was it? Yeah. KF0ULZ, thanks for checking in tonight. We got Stephen up in Fort Collins, KM6VAY, thanks for checking in tonight via YouTube there. Eric, W2HAZ, thanks for checking in tonight. Kevin, KD0VHD, good evening to you, Kevin. Great to hear you back on again. For yeah, we've missed you. It's been years. And Adam, KC6RAS in Tennessee. That's a new call on the list. So welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net there, Adam. My name is Bernice. That's Bravo Uniform Romeo November Echo Sierra Sierra, and the call sign Kilowatt India Zero Alpha Romeo. Welcome to the net. I'd like to touch base with my first time check-ins, finding out what your interest, background in astronomy is. Whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for decades, or you've got anything particular that you're interested in within astronomy, please share with us what your interests are. Adam, KC6RAS, go ahead, please.
Alrighty. Kilo Charlie 6 Romeo Alpha Sierra. KC6RAS. I don't have any idea. I'm not really into astronomy. Yep. I only read it in the books. I grew up in San Diego, California, so everybody's in the military. So, you know, in the 70s and the 80s, we do the Charlie Brown 10, 11 meters. And then
kind of grow old and shifted into ham radio. But astronomy-wise, I'm not really keen to going that way. Alrighty. Kilo Charlie 6, Romeo Alpha Sierra.
No worries, Adam. This is a learning net, so welcome to the net, and maybe we'll pique your interest about what's up in space. Hopefully you were around to enjoy the rocket report and everything else like that. Also, thank you for your service. We do have some service members on here as well, me included. Since retired. Quite a few of us also retired, but definitely appreciate your service for sure. And welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. Let's see, I think I've acknowledged everybody else, so I'm going to go ahead and Mike posted up over in YouTube, KE2FTG, up in New York, was going to try to get on Echolink. I know it's late there, so Mike, if you are on Echolink, I marked you down. I do understand that. If people have to disappear, please let me know, especially if you have something to share with the net. But I'm going to call on Mike, KE2FTG, first tonight. Mike, up in New York, what have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Okay, we're going back up to the top of the list. Roy, questions, comments, observation reports, updates on your telescope and observing your observing runs this past week up for us. KI7PKO, what have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Bruce and the net. Oh man, I hate to say this, I broke my telescope. Oh man, you're probably familiar with this concept, having spent a lot of time with telescopes. Sometimes some of those little extension tubes and things like that simply do not want to come apart. And anyhow, I wanted to reconfigure my system for some light field this summer. And boy, we had some clear weather that I've been missing too. Anyway, I wanted to reconfigure it, put the other camera on, do some wide field stuff that I started last year, and see if we can finish it. Well, I did everything I could to get those extension tubes apart, and tore the crap out of them is what I did. So I have a new 16.5 millimeter extension tube on order, and we'll have to get a couple of 3 millimeter or a 6 meter one tube for you. Anyway, not the best situation, but anyway, stuff happens, and that goes to show we just need to have more spares so we don't have to take them apart. How about that? Back to you. May you have better luck than me this month. Yes, PKL.
All right, Roy. Yeah, I've got to learn a whole new telescope for our volunteer group. Nice 11-inch Celestron that I got to learn, and not just the scope, but how to use it, how to hook it up to their system. We got a new project going out there, so doing some. What are they doing? They're chasing. Trojan asteroid occultations. So I got to learn how to do that. So that should be fun. We got our students out there learning how to do that too. So they gave me a scope to do that. We got about a dozen scopes to play with, and I got one up, so that's cool. And I got to learn that. All right, Roy. Yeah, hopefully you'll get everything working and up and running soon enough. Thanks for your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Moy down in Houston. Let's see. Have to check out a bit early. Okay, he's got storms down there in Texas. So we'll go to Jack, KE0VH. Good evening to you, Jack. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, Ernest, good evening, and welcome to everybody who is attending the net, even through some of the other systems there. That's very cool. Welcome. We're glad to have you. Be sure to check out skyablink.com. As Ernest was saying earlier, I am not, unfortunately, not going to be able to do a live stream tomorrow night. I've got to work. I've got to go to Scottsbluff, Nebraska, and actually going to be staying tomorrow night in Torrington, Wyoming, which was the nearest, least expensive hotel I could find. So no flights in tomorrow night, but I will be back next Monday evening, back on my YouTube channel. And Bernice, don't know if there's anybody out there that might like to contact me. I have a very nice setup. 5 1/4 inch reflecting telescope that unfortunately I never use, but I sure would like to see it go to a good home. It's got a lot of nice features, a carry bag, several lenses, so on and so forth. And if there's anybody out there who might be interested in it, I want to let it go literally for very, very cheap. Not too much at all. So if somebody wants to contact me, they can call me on the phone or KE0VH@outlook.com. Unfortunately, I don't use it, but it's in excellent condition and would make even a great starter scope, a 5 1/4 inch reflector. So there you go. Be glad to talk to anybody about it. I just don't use it and sure would like to see it go to a good home. So with that, Ernest, back to you. Have a good night. We'll see you guys on the Captain Jack Flight Sim channel next Monday night. 7:30 from Wheat Ridge. This is KE0VH.
All right, Jack. Safe travels. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. And yeah, if you want that scope, you can contact me too, and I'll let Jack know for sure. We have enough telescopes out at our site at this point, and no place to put them. I'm actually going to go back to Moy. He's still out there monitoring. N5ZIQ down in Texas. Good evening to you, Moy. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
N5 ZIQ. How you doing, Mr. Ernest? Everything going okay over there? We appreciate you doing that tonight again, sir. Thank you very much again. But we're mentioning in the aim window that we have a little tropical style disturbance that has formed in the Gulf in Corpus Christi, Texas. And it's moving up the Gulf our way. It's going to kind of stay offshore and bleed into Louisiana on Thursday, perhaps. But it's kind of spoiling the skies over here. So we've been in the last 3 or 4 days we've been quite cloudy, but we're going to break out again. It's going to be very nice. But anyway, looking forward to seeing some pictures of the conjunction with the moon and Venus. That sounds very interesting. Hopefully there can be a few pictures that'll be out there. Space Weather is a very nice website that I've been to a few times. All right, guys, have a great evening, and first have a nice one. Thanks again for doing the net. 7-3, this is it, that I can give more in Houston, I'll be clear.
All right, Moy, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Yeah, I was stationed down in Corpus. We had some hurricane activity when I was stationed there. Actually, one was heading towards Corpus, but one turned towards Brownsville and another one turned towards Houston. Corpus is halfway in between. Yeah, if it would make for some interesting weather conditions when they do that. But yeah, stay dry, stay safe. Appreciate your comments tonight. Appreciate you checking in tonight, Moy. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Rip out in West Virginia. K3XO, good evening to you, Rip. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Listening with interest, and thanks for putting it all together. I will stick around for a little while, but I'm fading fast, so I may decide to head to bed soon. But thanks for running it. Back to that K3XO.
All right, Rip. Yeah, I have to remember to flip that over to analog. I don't hear you for some reason over on the digital side, but I do hear you fine over on the analog. Oh, wait a second. I'm not even seeing me over on the digital side there. There we go. Rip, do appreciate you checking in. Appreciate your comments. Yeah, I have to remember to switch over to analog for you. But good to hear you. Yeah, I definitely understand. I do appreciate those of you who are on the East Coast checking in and staying up late with us tonight. I do appreciate that. Next on the list is Wesley in Kentucky, KF4WLQ. Good evening to you, Wesley. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Ken in Nevada, NV7SS. Good evening to you, Ken. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, Ernest. NV7SS here in Indian Springs, Nevada, where it's been absolutely beautiful. Been nice at night, nice and warm. Don't even have to have a sweater on out there, Ernest. But boy, I sure wish I could see that event tomorrow with Venus and the Moon. But yeah, darn it, I got a doctor's appointment right at that time, and won't get out of there until probably about 2 o'clock, so it'll all be over. But no rats. Anyway, well, I don't know whenever it'll happen again, but I won't be able to see it this time. But anyway, Bernice, thanks a lot for being there. You always do a great job. Always enjoyed this net. Take care until next time. This is NV7SS. Back to you, Bernice.
All right, Ken. Well, maybe mention it to the doc that that's occurring and you want to go outside and see it. Or find some friends that'll take pics for it for you as well. So who knows? You say, hey, doc, I need to do this first. And if he's interested in astronomy, you never know. You can always try. But yeah, there should be some good pictures. I need to put it on my, give myself a reminder as well and see what I can do to spot that. I'm going to have to, there are no big buildings around where I'm at, just houses. I don't know if I'll see it underneath my umbrella in the back, but who knows. We'll see. I'll have to figure out how I can spot that as well. But yeah, health comes first. They do occur every now and then, and I'll definitely let you know for sure there, Ken. Appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Dave up in Evergreen, AF0AS. Good evening to you, Dave. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. All right, I know Dave's out there monitoring. Maybe he'll call. I'll give another call later on for anybody else with comments or at the end of the list. Next on the list is Chad at Highlands Ranch, KF0UUC. Good evening to you, Chad. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Calendar marked for tomorrow at 12:56. Appreciate that. But that's the time it disappears. So I plan to be out a few minutes before that to see the transition. And I had another comment. I've emailed you a few times over the month. Nothing urgent. Use the email address on your website, which is KI0AR@KI0AR.com. I think that's what you have listed there. But I'm thinking that maybe it's KI0.me.com, if I recall from 2 weeks ago. Anyway, I emailed you a few times, nothing urgent, but maybe the email on the website is not correct. I don't know.
All right, Chad. Yeah, I can't remember. I try to mark those things if I see them from you guys. I have trouble with my own website with the emails sometimes. Go figure. KI0AR at me.com, which will work. The ARRL.net suffix there. That'll get you to the me.com one. That will work, but yeah, the QRZ email should work for sure. I may have to change some things around. But yeah, I don't think I've seen anything from you there, Chad. You may want to try again or try during the net and see if I get it, and I'll let you know at the end of the net. Let me see. I'll have to do a quick search. My Comcast email account is all messed up. They changed it to Yahoo, and I hate it. So, so that's all messed up. But yeah, we just need to get rid of it, and you can stop by anytime and drop off the pics. Yeah, there you go. All right, Chad, I'll look for another email from you just in case. You can send me one. I'll let you know when I see it. But I definitely appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is John in Ohio, W2JLS. Good evening to you, John. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
KI0AR Vernon, W2JLS. Thanks for having me tonight. Yeah, thanks for the story about the occultation. I was not aware that you mentioned it. I did do some research since you make that announcement as like the best overall view is going to be further south, particularly like eastern Brazil and northeastern South America, where it'll occur closer to twilight, so you get a better contrast. And certainly for naked eye observing, that might be the way to go. Yeah, and then for the rest of us up here in North America, was reading the best tool for most of us would be binoculars, potentially in a tripod. But be careful about the sun, obviously physically blocked out of the building or a roof line or something. So the telescope would give us a more dramatic view, but in daylight, take care, don't burn your eyes out and stuff. Anyway, I thought I'd also share just a little piece on this night in history of space, kind of a twist involving some symmetry in the number 63. So 63 because tonight, this evening in astronomy, we go back to June 16th, 1963, which is symmetrically kind of interesting. Exactly 63 years ago tonight, Valentina Tereshkova launched aboard the Vostok 6 and became the first woman in space. When Valentina launched on this day 63 years ago, only 11 humans had reached space before her. I guess there were some that were close to like that little nether region between the upper atmosphere of space, but there were only 11 formally that reached space. They were all guys, including familiar names like Yuri Gagarin, German Titov, Alan Shepard, Gus Grissom, John Glenn, Wally Schirra, and Gordon Cooper. She was number 12 and the first woman. So the story is kind of interesting, I thought. Like this woman was born in 1937 in a village near Yaroslavl, Russia. Her father was a tractor driver. Her mother worked in textiles, and she herself worked in a textile factory as a very young lady. But she also had an unusual passion that changed the course of her life and eventually helped to make her the first woman in space, and that was the hobby of parachuting. So that mattered because in the Vostok program, cosmonauts did not land inside the capsule the way we often picture space landings today, like Artemis, right? You come down, you're in a capsule, the parachutes release, and then you safely plunge into an ocean waiting to be picked up. Well, the way this worked for these folks, after re-entry, they ejected from the spacecraft and came down separately under a parachute as individuals. So her parachuting experience was not just a hobby, it ended up being part of what made her an interesting candidate for spaceflight in Russia to begin with. Because we're having this conversation on the air, in the air, as I like to say, her radio call sign was Chaika, meaning seagull in Russian. So on this day aboard Vostok 6, the seagull lifted off. She was 26 years old. Okay, Vostok 6 orbited the Earth 48 times in almost 3 days worth of transit. So just imagine she's sitting there, this young textile worker, amateur parachutist, 26-year-old gal, cosmonaut, alone, circling the Earth every hour and a half. That's just kind of mind-boggling. Definitely, I wouldn't have signed up for that myself. And then the ending was almost as dramatic as the launch. After re-entry, she did not ride the spacecraft all over the ground. As I mentioned, she ejected miles above the Earth and came down, free in her, by herself as an individual parachute. After the mission, obviously, she became a symbol of Soviet space achievement, honored as a hero, and, international public figure as the first woman to make it into space. Never flew up it again, just the one flight, but obviously she made her mark. And this is the thing that really blew my mind when I was doing this research today. Okay, maybe you knew it, maybe you didn't. Valentina Tereshkova is still alive. She was born in 1937, so today she's 89 years old. So I just thought I'd pause and reflect on that life and still going. I wonder if she's got a ham license. Maybe we could get her, in the air someplace, whether it's on the Colorado Astronomy Net or someplace else. But haven't dug in any deeper on that. Anyway, Bernice, thanks for having me tonight. Wish everybody a good evening on their ears, and pass it back. 73. W2JLS, back to net.
All right, John, appreciate that. I do enjoy listening to the history, your tidbits that you're pulling up every week. So I'm going to let you keep on doing that. And I think other people appreciate that too. So appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list, John up in Washington, KJ7AGQ over on YouTube. Let's see, checked in. So if you've got any comments you'd like to post over there on John, I'll pass them along. Let's see, appreciate your checking in tonight via YouTube. KN6FQY, Devin in Tennessee, I see you're checking in over there on YouTube. You couldn't get in on voice. Well, I apologize for that. But I'm glad you found YouTube for us there. And I'll pass. Well, now that I'm talking about it, checked in via YouTube there, Devin. That is a new call on the list. So welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. No, you've checked in before. You've checked in. I do apologize. You have been on here before. Let's see. Sky's pretty tonight with Venus and Jupiter and the moon with some earth shine on it. There you go. Take a look at that, everybody. So thanks for that. And he's saying 73. All right, Devin, we'll check. I got you on the list now, so we'll check with you a little bit if you want to make any further comments. Now, where was I? Doug. Let's see, K0ATP. Good evening to you, Doug and Parker. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Bernice and the net, and I'd request a real quick signal report. I'm like semi-portable too.
You're good, Doug. No problems. Maybe just a tad overmodulated, so maybe just a notch down on the mic gain. But that's all. That's the only thing I'd change on your signal there. It's little staticky, and that usually means it's the gain is cranked up a little more than it should. But that's about it. But you're a solid copy. Go ahead.
Thank you, Bernice, and the net. Always interesting conversation and interesting topics. I'm rearranging the shack. My 2-meter antenna and my 70 centimeter antennas down. So I'm actually re-rigged my mobile rig to pick the feed line into the shack. So my plow truck is now my main antenna in the shack tonight. But we have not done much amateur astronomy. We have a 8-inch Schmidt-Cassegrain celestron telescope, and my interest is in digital astronomical photography. I would really like to be able to move forward, but our budget is but no. So we look at the night sky here, and I can say that we came back after a 2-week trip to Peru. I'd like to reset the repeater. a 2-week guided tour of Peru, and I went and saw the Southern Cross for the first time, and it was totally amazing. So the night sky is different, but I'd like to be able to pay more attention to the star charts and figure out what time of year we're in and what's going to be available for sighting both day and night. So that's what's going on the AQP check. I'll pass it back to Net Control, and thank you very much, Bernice, for letting me check on the net in case we're keep.
All right, Doug. Yeah, and it's kind of bright around this area too, so good luck with that. But yeah, neat that you got to see the Southern Cross down in Peru for sure. I'd like to get down south one of these years and see that myself. Definitely on the bucket list. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight, Doug. Next on the list is Ed out in Broomfield, K6RDZ. Good evening to you, Ed. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Furnace. Good evening to the net again. Yeah, well, thanks a bunch for running this wonderful net. Do appreciate it. Love the article on the variable X-ray sources, the neutron stars in the supernova ruin. That was a great story. Also, big thanks tonight to John, W2JLS, on Valentina Tereshkova's anniversary of her Vostok 6 mission, I think it was. That was a great story. As far as observationally, I want to thank you for pointing out the conjunction last week at this time. That was great. I got out there, saw that, snapped a little snapshot of it. So that's about it. That's all I have. W6RDZ. Back to you, Vernon.
All right, Ed, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in. Glad you got a shot of the conjunction. See if you can get a shot tomorrow of the occultation. Yeah, get out there a little early so you can find a very thin crescent moon hovering above, since new moon was just a couple of days ago. So a 3-day-old moon. So it's going to be just a thin crescent up there. Let's see. Wait a second. Let me check. Yeah, it's going to be trailing the sun just by a little bit. So so it'll be a little tricky to spot. Yeah, we had a new moon on the 14th, so it'll be trailing the sun. So you should be able to see it, towards the southeast. Well, towards, a little bit towards the east. I should say towards the east of the sun. By what? About I'm not sure, 10, 15 degrees. A little bit more than that, maybe. But yeah, just be careful. So that's where we're going to have to go around 1 o'clock. Actually, 12:45 would be a good time here in Denver to see if you can find the moon and Venus. In fact, the Venus will be leading the moon, and then it will go behind it. So look for that for sure. All right, Ed, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Mike down in Oklahoma, KO5AOK over on YouTube. Thanks for checking in tonight, Mike. If you got any comments, yeah, definitely post it over on their YouTube there. And next on the list is Paul in Utah, WA7GVL. Good evening to you, Paul. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, do you need furnace leading to the net? Other than a very large and we have a very big like session spiritual regional airport aerobic. So we can put that in there. It's been a good one of my nights. It's going across. So but Peter's
Paul, you were awful broken up. Let's see, awful broken up about with your signal there. So we didn't catch much of that. I don't know whether a solid signal, but broken. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I don't know whether it's a location type thing or what's going on, or a battery dropout or something like that. But solid signal, but very broken and mostly unintelligible. You can try again. Go ahead. All right, Paul. Unfortunately, there was no audio with that. It just sounds like key ups. So I don't know exactly what's going on, but do appreciate you checking in tonight and and your comments. I'm sure they were good. I do appreciate that. But yeah, there's something going on. I will stick around after the net just in case anybody wants to do radio checks or follow-ups. I'll just be listening while I do my paperwork here. But do appreciate you checking in tonight, Paul. Next on the list is Fred in Michigan, KF8FSQ. Good evening to you, Fred. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, next on the list is Danny in Highlands Ranch, KF0WXE. Thanks for checking in tonight, Danny, over on YouTube. If you've got anything else you'd like to post over there, well, definitely pass it along. I'm going to go pretty quick. We got a few more check-ins to go through, and we're close to 9 o'clock. I'll stay on until we get to the bottom of the list, but I'm going to go pretty rapidly here. So hopefully everybody is still on and listening. I do appreciate you hanging around. Next on the list is Mark over in Longmont, K0GLR. Good evening to you, Mark. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Ron up in Berthoud, KF0VLO. Good evening to you, Ron. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Okay, Randall up in Washington checked out AE7RJ. Appreciate him checking in. Next on the list is Kevin in Tennessee, KY4NB. Good evening to you, Kevin. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Well, good evening, Barnes, and everybody on the Colorado Astronomy Net. KY4NB here. Nothing for the net. Just been listening, enjoy it. Thank you so much for calling it tonight, Ernest. We appreciate it. And I'm outside to let the dog out, and I'm looking at the sky here now. But anyway, it's all good for Memphis. Back to net. KY4NB.
All right, Kevin, enjoy the night sky for sure. I appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Mike in New York, KE2FTG. We tried him earlier. Don't know if he's, I don't see him checking in yet, but do appreciate we'll try again. Mike, are you on Echo Link tonight? KE2FTG, what have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Life in Golden, KF0YLN. Good evening to you, Life. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. I heard something in there, but I'm not sure. Next on the list, I'll call for last minute comments in a bit. If I happen to skip over you, I do apologize. Next on the list is Mike in Utah, K7 VWP. Good evening to you, Mike. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Okay. Nothing to report tonight, but I'll give it back to you, K7BWP. Nothing to report tonight, but I'll give it back to you, K7BWP.
All right, Mike. Yeah, something. I'm wondering if it's because both you and Paul a little broke up, but that last comment was solid into the repeater there. So do appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight there. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Next on the list is Stephen in Salida. KF0ULZ. Good evening to you, Stephen. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. I think we were in there, but it was really broken there. Don't know what's going on. Stephen, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. We didn't copy anything from your transmission, but I'll call. We'll see. Maybe we'll play around with radio checks in a little bit. I'll hang around for that. Next on the list is Stephen up in Fort Collins, KM6VAY. Good evening to you, Stephen. What do you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. Do appreciate everybody hanging around. They got just a few more. We got Eric in New York. W2HAZ. Good evening to you, Eric. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Kevin up in Como, KD0VHD. Good evening to you, Karen. Great, Kevin, great to hear you back on the air again. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Hey, Bernard, I can't tell you how great it is to hear you again. And good evening to you and everyone on the net. I finally developed a Yagi that gets me into a Skyhub repeater here at 9,830 feet, where you wouldn't think that was a problem. But being surrounded by 13ers, it's problematic at times. But I can't tell you how excited I am, Bernard, to have a pass to you again. And I will keep it short tonight on a personal note. It's wonderful to be back, and the invite still stands up here in dark sky territory. KD0VHG in beautiful South Park, who just witnessed the most incredible sunset. Thanks, Bernard.
All right, Kevin. Yeah, I may just do that. I've been retired. I haven't heard from you. Yeah, I don't think you knew that I had retired. I retired 3 years ago, so my my schedule is wide open now. Stick around after the net, and we can talk a little bit if you don't mind, and catch up for sure. But definitely great to hear you again, Kevin. Appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. Next on the list is Adam out in Tennessee. KC6RAS. Good evening to you, Adam. Again, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead. Next on the list is Devin, N6FQY, over on YouTube. Do appreciate you checking in tonight. If you've got anything you want to post over there, or excuse me, KN6FQY, sorry about that. Definitely appreciate you checking in tonight. From Tennessee and over on YouTube, if you've got anything, post over there. And I didn't get to properly welcome Sean in New Mexico. I think he checked in over on YouTube as well. Let me see. Yeah, let's see. Where was it? Yeah, over in New Mexico. I think that's, is that a new call on the list? I do believe it is. Yep, it is. So, Sean, welcome to the Colorado Astronomy Net over on YouTube. Appreciate you listening in over there. Yeah, we meet 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Check out skyhublink.com for all the different ways that you can connect into the Colorado Astronomy Net as well, and you can get on the air with us too. So check that out, especially if you've got Echolink or All Star Nodes or DMR or WiresX or a whole bunch of ways that you can get into the. We've even got a repeater that we're working on down in New Mexico as well. So in the Albuquerque area. So stay tuned for that there, Sean. Appreciate you. Appreciate the new call on the list, and appreciate you checking in tonight. We got Marty out there. W9EAA. Good evening to you, Marty. What have you got for the net tonight? Go ahead.
Oh, very little, Ernest. Nice hearing you. Nice hearing everyone else. I've listened for just the past half hour or thereabouts, so I missed the beginning of the net. So I've got nothing to add. I just want to say thank you. I learn a little bit every time I listen to Colorado Astronomy Net. W9 Echo Alpha.
All right, Marty, appreciate your comments. Appreciate you checking in tonight. So, yeah, you missed one of the good tidbits for tomorrow. And this is for anybody that's listening in. Check out spaceweather.com. Spaceweather.com for more information on the Venus Moon occultation, daylight occultation tomorrow throughout the day. 4 p.m. as far east is Maine there, and then earlier in the morning on the west coast. Varying times. It's like 12:56 is when Venus passes behind the moon. For us in Denver, for you, those of you who are in Iowa or Central Time, a little bit later than that. But check out spaceweather.com for more information, especially where you're located on that occultation of a daylight occultation of Venus and the moon. Venus passes behind the moon tomorrow, and you should be able to see it at least with binoculars, and you may be able to take pictures of it with your cell phone that might actually pick it up. So again, spaceweather.com, check that out, please, and it'll give you times for cities and your various locations across the U.S. And since we can't go down to South America where it might be better, we'll have to make do with where it is here. But take your binoculars to work if you're still working, or at least get your binoculars out and the cell phones out, and see if you can get capture that particular event tomorrow. Set your times for at least 10 to 15 minutes earlier so you can find the moon and get prepped. You might even be able to see Venus before it gets occulted by the moon beforehand, so you'll know where to look. That's my recommendation to you. That is it. We are at the bottom of the list and well past the top of the hour. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'll open it up for anybody else. Last minute questions, comments, or check-ins. If you are a check-in, please call with your call sign phonetically twice. Anybody else? Questions, comments, late check-ins, please call KI0AR now.
Foxtrot, Foxtrot, Zero, Quebec.
Kilo Echo 2, Foxtrot Tango Golf. Kilo Echo 2, Foxtrot Tango Golf. I checked it earlier on YouTube. Your animal Echolink.
Kilo 7, Victor Whiskey Papa for comment.
Okay, I got you all for comments there. Let me, let's see, we got KF8FSQ, KE2FTG, good to hear you, on Echolink there, and K7VWP, I'll get right back to you. Michael, let's see. Michael, and Fred. We'll go with Fred. Fred, what have you got for us? KF8FSQ, go ahead.
Yeah, not a whole lot of traffic this week, Vernon, but I did want to say thank you. I always appreciate hearing you out there every Tuesday night, and you do a great job. And yep, all I really had to say, and that's my comment. Back to you, KCFSQ.
All right, Fred, I always love hearing that for sure. I appreciate it. Thanks for the comments, and appreciate you checking in tonight. Mike in New York, coming through Echolink, KE2FTG. So that's working fine. What have you got for us tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening, Ernest, and the whole net, 73 Soul. Yeah, not too much news here. I'm moving from New York to Boston. It's been very busy, but I am very much looking to take some time tomorrow for the occultation with Venus. So that's something I haven't seen before, so I'm excited to see that. Back to that.
All right, Mike. Yeah, it's a little bit later in the afternoon for you, so yeah, and appreciate hearing you over on Echolink. And thanks for checking in over on YouTube as well there. But glad you could contribute to the net over the air for sure. Appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. And Michael in Utah, K7 VWP, go ahead with your comment, please.
K7 BWP. Just wanted to apologize. I was listening to the other SkyHub digital where it just monitors, and then I started talking and it wasn't going anywhere, so that's how come I didn't respond. I wanted to say definitely going to check out Venus tomorrow, and I appreciate what you do. K7 BWP, back to that.
All right, Michael. Yeah, solid copy there for sure. So, yeah, I don't mind trying to figure things out. This is a complicated system with all kinds of things hooked up. So, part of it is troubleshooting. If we run into problems, we like to track them down so that you guys can get on there. And if there is any problems that we're aware of it and we can fix them as well. But if you can fix them from that end too, that's even better. But definitely appreciate your comments and appreciate you checking in tonight. All right. This is KI0AR Net Control for the Colorado Astronomy Net. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the net for this evening. I'd like to thank the 31 check-ins for checking in tonight. Good, solid turnout tonight, and so I do definitely appreciate that. Hopefully we'll hear from everybody next Tuesday night for another session of the Colorado Astronomy Net at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 0100 Zulu. I'd like to thank the Rocky Mountain Radio League for the use of their repeater systems. Also, I'd like to thank the SkyHub Link group for the use of their systems as well, and all the ways that you guys can check into the net, Echo Links and All-Star Nodes and DMRs and WiresX and Analog and et cetera, et cetera. Please visit skyhublink.com for all the ways that you can connect into the system, not just for the net, but just into the system in general, and talk to all people all over the world that are connecting into our system for sure. So I do appreciate that. With that, I will say 73 and keep looking up. This is KI0AR. I'm clear.